Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Aqueduct Racetrack here on Saturday. It is the 12th of November, 2022. I'm going to look at the 8th race from the Big A, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the 8th race from Aqueduct, which is an allowance optional claimer, purse $95,000. Race for 3-year-olds and upwards, never won $18,000 twice. The main claim starter or state run allowance racer, it's never won through races here. Optional claim price $62,500. All but one are in for that claim price. But we have a field of 6 horses going to the main track. The unique distance of ground that they don't run very often of 1,900 meters, or the Preakness trip of a mile 3/16 on the Aqueduct main track. 1,900 meters, mile 3/16. And, I looked at some spreadsheets and see when was the last time they ran a mile 3/16 on the main track. Of course, they ran one a few weeks ago. Before that, you have to go to 2019, and before that one, you have to go to 2018, and then before that one, you have to go all the way back to 2008. So they don't run the trip very often. In the last 5 years, they run it like 3 times, 4 times, or it's going to be the 5th time. But when I think of Aqueduct in a mile 3/16 race, I always think about the Queens County Handicap. I used to be on the inner track. I always remember it, or if the weather was good on the main track, but that was few and far between. I'd always a mile 3/16 in early December. But this is a very interesting race, and I hope they record more of these races as the winter goes on. I'm going to take the 4-horse 235. I'm going to go 4-5-6-1 in the superfecta. 4-5-6-1 super. Top selection of 4-horse 235. This 8-year-old gelding by Stay Thirsty. Linda Rice trains. Dylan Davis gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 14th of October here at Aqueduct. Mile 3/16 off the turf on the main track, an op 6-2 claimer, and he finished third by 1/4 lengths that day. He was just a little bit wide that day, but he was closing up well late. I didn't think it was a half bad race. Coming back to Aqueduct, he was run very well in the past. I would like to see him a little bit more forwardly paced and into the race early on. If he does that, I think he'd go away, and I think he can really run a good race. This race really lacks some good speed or front-end horses. 2 back on the 30th of September here at Aqueduct. Mile Nathan claiming 40,000, and the horse found his winning ways, winning by 1/4 lengths. He settled well mid-pack. He slowly moved his way up. He quickened up nicely, and he got the job done. A very good race coming down state, and then prior to that, on the 19th of August, Saratoga, Mile Nathan the main track in op 62. He finished 5th by 7 3/4 lengths that day, and he was just very wide and never got into it. Just facing tough horses there. Before then, claiming 50 at Saratoga going a mile and 8th. He finished 2nd by 7 lengths. He was closing up well, but he was stupidly wide that day. You need to save ground at least around one of the turns. He didn't save ground around both turns, let alone. So it just wasn't his day to win. But then he won 2 in a row at Belmont in the spring, claiming 40 going a mile 16th, winning by a nose coming from a starting position. He won quite nicely. And then on the slot before that, going a mile 16th and claiming 40, he floated away, winning by 3 3/4 lengths. The course might have, or probably will have, a lot of moisture in it with it raining Friday and Friday night to Saturday morning. He's 6 for 3 on a sloppy track. I'm going to take him here. The 5-horse Rough Sea, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets a good trip and wins. I like his race in the Polynesian last time out, but he has to save ground, which he didn't last time out. He's won over the mile 3/16 that came at Parks back on the 21st of May, winning by 1 1/4 lengths, closing up from nowhere. I thought he ran decently. Came back to run a mile and a half start and launch race where he finished 3rd by 3 3/4 lengths, and he just never really got the good turn of foot. But coming here with the longer trip, I think he should like it. He could probably sit closer also. 3-1, he's a definite use in the late pick 4. But to recount my selection for the 8th from Aqueduct, let's take the 4-horse 235. Give kudos to the 5-horse Rough Sea. 4-5-6-1 super. Let's go 4-5 in your multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.